One of the most well-known methods of prayer in Ignatian spirituality is known as the examination of consciousness. This is sometimes called the examination of conscience, or the consciousness examen, or simply examen. In this explanation, I will talk about the examen as being made up of 5 parts, which are thanksgiving, intention, examination, contrition, and hope. And the reason why I have chosen these particular words is because they form themselves into an acronym, TEACH, which is easy to remember. And so the first of these 5 is thanksgiving. We begin any kind of prayer by thanking God. And there is always a great deal to thank God for. And if sometimes I wonder whether there is anything that I ought to thank God for, I must take a moment to stop and remember that I am still alive at this moment, and I am able to reflect on the fact that I am able to thank God. If I am not in an hospital, then a walk through any ward of any hospital will indicate how grateful and thankful I must be for the gift of good health. If I stop for a moment, I will realize that there is an enormous amount that I will need to thank God for. The I stands for intention, and the intention here is one, namely to pray for the grace of openness. In this regard, our Blessed Mother in Luke chapter 1 verses 26 to 38 gives us a very beautiful lesson in openness when she says to the angel, "Let it be done to me according to your word." And so I can ask our Blessed Mother to obtain for me that same grace of openness and receptivity and honesty. The third part is the longest part in the examen, where I examine who I am in relation to God, in relation to others, and in relation to nature. I take these 3 aspects and I ask myself, how did I respond? Did I respond positively, or did I respond negatively? Was I concerned about others as much as I was concerned about myself? How did I respond to nature? Did I appreciate nature, or am I one of those responsible for destroying nature by wasting paper, by wasting water, by wasting food? I can also make my examination in the 3 aspects of thought, word, and action, or thought, word, and deeds. Was my thought usually a good thought, or did I think thoughts which were negative and pulled people down? Did my words enhance and build up, or were my words destructive? How many loving actions did I perform today? And yet another way is where I can take the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians chapter 13 verses 4 to 7, where Paul gives a very beautiful definition of love. He uses a number of adjectives of love, and I can take each of these adjectives and ask myself where on a scale of 1 to 10 I fit in with regard to these adjectives. Contrition is a word which I have used, but which must not be understood as remorse. Contrition ought to be understood as repentance, or better, metanoia, which is made up of 2 Greek words, meta, which means beyond, and nous, which is the mind. So in my metanoia, in my act of contrition or repentance, I make a resolution to go beyond my mind, to get a new mind, to get a new vision, to get a new way of looking at things. If I find in my examination that I have been destructive in my thoughts, in my words, I make a resolution to be constructive. If I find in my examination that I have not reached out to others enough, I make a resolution to reach out to them, and I end, as I always do any prayer, with hope. Because our God, revealed in Jesus, is a God of unconditional love who always will want what is best for us. And that is why confidently I can rest and end with hope. T, thanksgiving. I, intention. C, AE, examination. C, contrition. And H, hope. Never lose